Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and I have a special guest here today. I have Amanda representing Florida from the Zombsfx. What's up,
Hey, how are
Amanda? Good,
ya?
good, good. Thank you for coming to the Horror Room.
Thank you for
Now,
inviting.
now, Amanda, you actually do FX makeup and body paint for horror movies. How
Yeah.
long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing special effects makeup and body painting for about 8 years now and counting.
Okay, and what got you into it?
So I've always liked Halloween. It was always a favorite of mine. I was always good at drawing and everything like that. My original plan did not go out well, and I ended up not happy with it. So ended up painting myself at one point. Found out other people do it, and I've just been stuck with it ever since. And it's made me the happiest I've ever been.
So it's 100% self-taught. You didn't go to any schooling or didn't work under anybody?
All self-taught.
All right. So, what are some of your influences? What gave you the idea, or what gave you some ideas for some of your makeup designs you've done?
So walking into Party City, they have masks there that are highly expensive, mainly because they're all latex and all that stuff. Um, so mainly being into horror movies and all that, I ended up just being like, oh, maybe I can make these myself. How do I turn myself into these things? And I came down to YouTube. It came down to a lot of trial and error, and I ended up just getting into it that way. Watching a lot of horror movies growing up and everything kind of just got me into it, and I ended up just making my own Halloween costumes from now on, and I didn't need anything from Party City anymore.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And so everything is handmade.
Everything is handmade. From scratch. That goes from aluminum foil, and it goes to different things as household items, gelatin, you name it.
Nice. And I saw on your page you actually did an amazing mold of a clicker from the video game and I guess TV show Last of Us.
Hmm.
That was amazing. How long did it take you to make that?
Thank you. It took me. So if I didn't have to go and buy all the paints and stuff like that, it would have took me about 3 days. But that one actually specifically took me about a week because I procrastinated on it.
Hmm.
It took me about a week to do it. I had to wait for the AC foam to dry, and I had to get the masquerade masks and all that. So it took a bit.
Now, was that for you, or did you make that for someone?
It was originally for me because I had a thing for The Last of Us. I always thought that the clickers were kind of cool and how the infected look. And I seen this girl on YouTube. Her name is FreakMoFX. She does prosthetics as well, but she's more of like the intermediate type, where she
Hmm.
has access to like silicones and all the moldings and everything. And I don't have access to that, so
Okay.
it was a little bit more easier for me to do that. And I found another way to do it through LMAX effects, but she's in Sweden. So I ended up going off of that and going off the safety protocols for Freakmo, and I just went off of that.
That's pretty awesome. And you're a fan of the video game Last of Us or the TV show or both?
So originally, I actually became a fan of the Last of Us game. I actually
Okay.
really liked the game. I thought it was really cool. I love the story of it. The Last of Us 2 broke my heart, but I'm not going to get into detail with that. But it
I was
was,
about to ask you. I was about to ask you if you were a fan of part two as well.
yeah, I'm actually a fan of the movie as well too. Pedro Pascal did an amazing job as
Yeah.
playing, and so did I forgot Bella Ramsey, I believe their name is. Bella
Same.
Ramsey did a good job as well playing as Ellie. And honestly, like the way that a way that they did the makeups and everything for them and did for the clickers and the infected and how they changed up a couple of things on it, and it didn't go with the game, but they did amazing with it, and I was not mad at all.
It was one of the first video game movie series that actually followed the video game pretty effectively,
Yeah.
and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, they did amazing with it. I was actually shocked with how thorough that they followed it. I know in some parts they changed up a bit of things when it came down to like the infected going after people and everything like that. When they finally came close to them in some scenes, they changed up some parts of it, and I actually liked how they changed that part of it because it was different. So it was amazing to me.
Nice. Now, I understand that you're also branching off into movies. I understand that you've actually worked on a indie movie recently. So, what's the difference? What was the challenges of doing it for an actual movie compared to just doing it for fun?
So doing the challenges off the doing the challenge the challenges was actually the fact is that I got to be with a group of strangers, and I'm actually not used to working with so many people. And I actually got to fly out somewhere, and I got to be with a whole bunch of other artists that were in different parts of the movie. And I got to work on someone, and it was a bit of a time frame, but not a time frame. But it actually challenged me a lot because I had to make a mask off of a drawing from the creature designer themselves, and I had to work off of that and try and get it to that, and then had to go through a whole bunch of different test runs for it to make sure it went properly. The difference with that is that I'm so used to working on myself. And when you get so used to that, you get used to your own facial structure. But when you're working on other people, it's a little bit more tougher because everybody has a different facial structure. So you have to make sure they get a mold of their face. You got to make sure you have this that fits them properly. And you got to make sure there's safety protocols too when it comes down to with allergies and such as and stuff like that.
Okay. So out of all the pieces that you've ever worked on or artists you've ever worked on, what would be the one that you're most proud of? Would it be the clicker?
As of right now, it's between the clicker and probably my Demogorgon, but I think the clicker wins at this point because of how cool it came out.
Clicker's amazing. And I've seen many clickers. Like I saw one I was at Carolina Fear Fest, and this woman had a clicker on. It's pretty cool. But yours, I mean, it looks real. Hers looked like more like Party City type, but yours look authentic. Um, I'm putting a picture up right now. I mean, it just looks amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's basically 3 masquerade masks, and you just cut the top of it and then use AC foam. I had to cut out pieces of that, and then I had to use latex that was sent to me by my sponsor, and I was able to use that. And then I had to spray paint and then use my airbrush, go from there, and then I used some of those pieces to make the side pieces. And then also like the chest is not all one big piece. That's all sculpted out through latex and cotton right on the body. And I
Really
had eyeshadows from that, yeah.
nice.
Yeah, my friend Audrey, she let me do it on her. She cosplays as well, so I actually got to do it on her, and it was actually really cool because she's like, I've never been anything scary before, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be great.
Badass costume. It really is. It's a badass
Yeah.
costume. Now, has anybody reached out to you to commission you for work?
I've had a couple of people actually come commission with me, not commission, had to spoke to me about doing work for them. Some had a falling out with it due to timing issues.
Okay.
So it didn't really work out very well, but I've had a couple of people in the past as well. My friend Devonte, I got to do a couple of injuries on him for, I think it was his EP that was releasing, or one of his album songs that was releasing. I got to do that, and I also got to do some for his merchandise that was releasing. I also did a couple of other people. One was for modeling, and for like a photo shoot, I got to do a clicker on him, and then that was a quick run too. And then I had a couple of other people that wanted me to do it as well. But other than that, besides the movie gig and those 3, it hasn't really been much due to people wanting to pay, not wanting to pay, or because of timing issues, because I do have to fly out, but I have a full-time job as well because I'm trying to make this my full-time. It's hard. Yeah.
I can definitely understand that. I mean, being a YouTuber and working a full time job, it's got to find that balance. Definitely got
Yeah.
to find.
Oh yeah, the algorithm it's hard to deal with, to be honest, when it comes down to social media. So trying to get work out there, it's not very easy, especially being based in Florida. So nothing really going on much unless you're in Orlando.
That's true. I'm in Maryland, and everything is up New York, or you got to go out to California.
Oh yeah.
Now, actually, last year it was a dream of mine to always work in a haunted house, and I definitely have. By working in a haunted house, it gave me respect, for makeup artists, effects artists. Morgan, shout out! Like you used to have me looking great at the butcher every night. But have you ever worked at a haunted house or?
So I've tried applying for them. I applied for Horror House. I think it was Horror House Miami or Horrorland Miami. I tried applying for them. Turns to find out the email did not go through properly, or they had blocked me. I'm not sure. They never got back to me. Halloween Horror Nights. I tried applying for them, but the time that they needed me because of my full-time job, they need me that whole time, and I need to know if I'm getting paid this certain amount so I could pay my bills still. and I could still get out, stuff like that. So it's like things like that doesn't really work out, but there's not many haunted houses down here either. So
Okay.
yeah,
It's
but
definitely a growing schedule.
yeah.
So what's next for you? Any future projects you're working on?
So I have a Voldemort project going on. So the girl Audrey that I had spoke about earlier, the one that I did the clicker on, she said I could turn her into Voldemort. I'm doing a lot of more makeups on other people. I've been applying I'm on Backstage, and I don't know if you're familiar with that app. I've been using that to get in touch with other people and stuff like that, letting them know that I'm able to travel and that I'm able to do work makeup. I've been doing volunteer work or attempting to. It's just a lot of stuff isn't exactly horror mostly or fantasy makeup. Usually everything's more of like glam, and I'm not exactly doing comfortable with doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I'm kind of limited on what I can do with it, but I also have a couple of people that want to do photo shoots. So it kind of works out from there with it. So Voldemort's one of them. Vecna's up on the page soon. I have a collab going on with someone in Indonesia named Mutia. So I get to do another collab with her. We've been working on collabs and stuff through TikTok, trying to get our views up with everything, trying to get us known, stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank
So
you.
I have a lot of horror director friends that follow me. I'm definitely, if you're looking for a good FX, Amanda's the person. So, so Amanda, where can everyone find you? If we want to get in contact with you, how can we find you?
So I'm on all social medias. I'm on Twitter. Everything's under as Zombsfx. So it's Z as in zebra, O-M-B as in boy, S-F-X. I'm on my link tree's on my Instagram. It's Zombsfx as well. I have TikTok. I have Threads now, since Threads is a new app that there is. It's hard to get.
I don't know anything about it. Yep, but I
Yeah,
know everybody's using it.
like Twitter. It's weird. Sorry. Threads. I got Twitter. I got Instagram. It's all under the same name, Zombsfx. My Facebook, I mostly am on there too. So it's all on Zombsfx.
Yeah, so there's some awesome stuff. Definitely check out her Facebook and TikTok. There's some great stuff on there. I'm gonna post a couple pictures up as well. But Amanda, thank you for coming onto the horror room. It's been an
Thank you.
absolute pleasure. Guys, please follow her on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Thread, whatever that is. I keep hearing
Awesome.
people say Thread. I don't know what it is, but follow her on that. Amanda, once again, thank you once again for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me on here. It was great meeting you. Thank you.
No problem. All right, thank you for coming to the horror room, everyone. I'm Travis Bruce. You go take care.